What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode, and I'm SwipaCam. Welcome back to the channel. The Denver Nuggets just got done playing the Washington Wizards on February 25th, 2021, and the Denver Nuggets lose 112 to 110. The Denver Nuggets get the ball back with 5 seconds left to end the game. Jamal Murray has a drive to the basket, maybe an and one. Facu Campazzo on the wing, Michael Porter Jr. in the corner. Facu Campazzo gets the ball, throws up a three-point shot that doesn't even get close to hitting the basket. Doesn't even get close to making it. So now, the Denver Nuggets are 17-15. The Denver Nuggets are 17-15. And they might fall in 8th place from 7th place in the Western Conference. The Denver Nuggets are now 17-15. The Denver Nuggets just lost in a game where Nikola Jokic was 24 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 9 of 18 from the field, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, where Jamal Murray was 34 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 12 of 23 from the field, 6 of 11 from the three-point line, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Michael Porter Jr. tonight, 18 points and 10 rebounds on 41 minutes tonight, 7 of 13 from the field, 3 of 7 from the three-point line. And the Nuggets lost the game. The Nuggets are, again, disclaimer, COVID has made the NBA season what it is. It has been unpredictable. It's just been downright ugly basketball at times. A lot of blowouts. I get it. But we're not here to make excuses, man. We're here to talk about basketball. The simple fact of the matter is Denver Nuggets, they are not getting it done. And they have the pieces to be good. The problem is they don't have the pieces to be great. I get that the Wizards now have won 6 of their last 7. They lost to the Clippers the other day. They beat the Lakers, the Clippers, and Nuggets. I get it. I get that Bradley Beal tonight. The all-star Bradley Beal had 34 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. I get Russell Westbrook at 16, 10, and 10. I get Rei Hachimura had 20 points, 5 rebounds. I get that, but really that's not the deal. They didn't have Davis Bertans tonight, y'all. Tonight, the Wizards shot 48% from the field, 31% from the three-point line. It's not that, y'all. The Nuggets don't have the pieces. Let me just say what I wrote. So the first quarter, the Nuggets were down 22-26. Then they're down 54-56. Then they were tied 88-88, and they lost 112-110. The Denver Nuggets don't have the athletes. They're way too small. At some point at the end of the game, Jamal Murray, Facu Campazzo, and Monte Morris were in the game. Jamal Murray, Facu Campazzo, and Monte Morris were in the game. And Monte Morris and Facu Campazzo, they were getting cooked by Russell Westbrook and getting cooked by Bradley Beal in the post. Monte Morris is 6'2", frail. Facu Campazzo is 5'11", too small. Facu Campazzo has some great defensive plays tonight. But the facts of the matter is, man, they don't have the athletes. They don't have the players. They don't have the pieces to be a great team. They just don't. There are so many different ways that the Denver Nuggets should have won this game tonight. There are so many different ways that the Denver Nuggets should have been successful tonight. But they don't have the pieces. And I put this on Twitter, y'all. The Nuggets have Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and Nikola Jokic. They should be surrounded by pure athletes. First off, Will Barton was probably his worst game of the season tonight. Will Barton tonight was only a -2 in the book, but he was 1 of 7 from the field, 0 of 5 from the three-point line, and had 3 turnovers, very noticeable turnovers. The fact of the matter is, y'all, the Denver Nuggets should have Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic. They should be surrounded by nothing but athletic dogs. Aaron Gordons, Jeremy Grants, Drew Holidays, Justin Holidays. They should have nothing but athletes around them because that's what they need. They don't need, again, man, it's just the way the roster is formed, man. You're not going to win nothing with this. The fact that we struggling with the Washington Wizards, you got a chance to put the Washington Wizards away. You got to do it, man. At some point, you got to stop making excuses. At some point, you got to stop getting beat. And the fact of the matter is, man, again, Facu plays great defense when he stays in front of the man, but he's too small. Once you get Facu side to side, they're going to the rack and they're getting the bucket. Because all that's happening, if Jokic isn't there, there's no one to contest. Because Michael Porter Jr. is guarding out in the corner because he has to guard a three-point shooter. So without Paul Millsap, without JaMychal Green especially, really, without Jeremy Grant, there's nothing back there. There's no reason to fear the Nuggets interior, on the interior. If Jokic isn't there, there's nobody there. And the fact of the matter is, man, the Nuggets just kicking their butt kicks, y'all. I don't know how else to say it. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because I'm watching Nikola Jokic have another great game. Again, this is the thing, man. Jokic started taking over in the third quarter. He had a streak in the third quarter. He hit 3 3-pointers in the third quarter. He was passing to MPJ. Jokic was opening up the floor for everybody. But nobody else could hit no shots at that point. But then in the fourth quarter, it just went away. They just went away from him. Jokic was balling, and then they just went away. So it's frustrating, man, because the Nuggets should be way better than what they are right now, but they're not. Jamal Murray, y'all, I wrote this down again. This is Jamal Murray's 8th straight game of 22 or more points. Jamal Murray, 34, 6, and 6 tonight on great shooting splits, and they lost. So maybe we need to rebalance our expectations for the Nuggets this year. Maybe we need to rethink what they're supposed to be. The Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant fallout, maybe this is what they are. Greg Winnington is back. He didn't play tonight. Because here's the thing, y'all. Unless they make a trade for a good wing, a great wing player, y'all. Good to great. Aaron Gordon, he's hurt right now, man. But unless you do something like that, something, man. Because right now they just don't have it. They just don't have it. They don't have the pieces. Oh, and then second quarter tonight. Hear this. That Vlatko Cancar lineup with Isaiah Hartenstein, Facu Campazzo, MPJ, Jamal was horrid. I like Cancar, man. Cancar is probably a great dude. He's probably really, really fun to hang out with. Fun guy. I don't want him on the court. I don't want him on the court in the NBA game. I don't. The broadcast saying they like him because Mike Malone likes him because he plays hard. But this is what I said. There's too many mules. Facu is a great mule in the NBA, meaning this is a great work hard player. That's somebody that will carry the load for you. But here's the thing. This is what y'all need to, y'all probably know this, but just my insight as a former, Division I athlete. There's a difference between a thoroughbred and a mule. A mule is somebody who works really hard and plays 110% every single play, which is why they're good. That's why they're good. They're good because they give maximum effort. And the folks that are thoroughbreds, that are excellent and super uber talented, they don't always give it 110%. So the mules can sometimes make more plays than the thoroughbreds. But the facts of the matter is, right now, too many mules. Cancar's a mule. Facu's, that's a mule. And again, Monte Morris, he's a great point guard. I think he's the best backup point guard in the league, but he's a mule. Because there are certain things that he physically cannot do. But you have to have athletic dominance. Why did the Lakers give Nikola Jokic problems in the playoffs? It wasn't just because they had Anthony Davis. It wasn't just because they had Dwight Howard. It wasn't because they had JaVale McGee. It wasn't just because they had LeBron James. It's the fact that they would have Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James on the court at the same time. And they're all wildly athletic. Even if Dwight Howard makes mistakes, wildly athletic. That athleticism makes up for everything. Isaiah Hartenstein, mule. Cancar, mule. Facu, mule. So you had all these mules on the court. And then you expected them to give maximum effort in order to be successful. That is not a winning solution for championship level basketball, football, whatever the sport is. If you watch soccer, my Argentinians, Messi, that's a thoroughbred who works like a mule. But the fact is he's a thoroughbred. Messi is one of the greatest players of all time, if not the greatest player of all time, because he is a thoroughbred. He's better than everybody. He outplays everybody. It's the same thing with Ronaldo. Excellent athlete, but he is literally going to outplay you and outsmart you. He's going to attack you with maximum effort when he needs to. Michael Jordan, turn it off and on. Michael Jordan didn't play hard every single play, but you better believe when it was the fourth quarter, when it was money time, playoff time, finals time, you weren't going to beat Michael Jordan because not only was he the thoroughbred of the NBA, but he was a mule in how he worked. LeBron James, playoffs, mule. But he's the greatest athlete maybe the NBA's ever seen. Nikola Jokic, man. Nikola Jokic is a thoroughbred because it's not just athleticism, it's IQ. Nikola Jokic is the most savvy, skilled, IQ-level player in the NBA because he has to be. He's not athletic, but he dominates. He's the best player in the league right now. Jamal Murray is a thoroughbred. That's the thing. Like, Jamal Murray, when it's go time, when Jamal Murray is on, even the Washington Wizards announcers were saying it. He's hotter than hot. He becomes unstoppable. But he's a thoroughbred. Michael Porter Jr. averaged 36 and 13 senior year of high school, Gatorade Player of the Year. That's a 6'10 freak. 6'10 tonight, 18 and 10. Not even trying. 7 of 13 from the field. If that dude had 18 shots a game, he'd be averaging 25 points per game. Thoroughbred. He's learning how to be more of a mule. Because in order to be successful at the 3 and 4 level in the NBA, you got to be able to play some kind of two-way defense. Two-way defense, two-way offense, and you got to be able to rebound. You got to be able to do something. You got to be able to facilitate. You can't just be a scorer. Those don't work in the NBA. Bradley Beal is a decent two-way player when he needs to be. And he's a 2. But you can't name a wing, an elite wing, that don't play defense. So Michael Porter Jr. is learning how to put it all together. Jokic has put it together. But y'all, we can talk about this game. We can have conversation about this game, what they should have done better. The Nuggets should have beat them. They didn't shoot well. They were missing shots. Will Barton was off. Gary Harris is missing. PJ Dozier's missing. Jermichael Green is missing. Paul Millsap's missing. You can say what you want. But the facts, until the Denver Nuggets decide, Tim Connolly, that's why even when we got Isaiah Hartenstein, I'm like, I remember him. Maybe I'm missing something about Isaiah's game. But again, Isaiah is successful in the G League and successful in small minutes with Houston because he's a mule. He's not a crazy athlete. But again, you get somebody like a Boogie Cousins, Dwight Howard, even a Nerlens Noel. These are super freaks. At some point, Nuggets, you got to have them. The reason he worked so well in the playoffs with the Nuggets and why he would have continued to work so well is Jeremy Grant is a thoroughbred athlete. Aaron Gordon, thoroughbred athlete. Jokic deserves players like Michael Porter Jr., who can do everything by the time he's 25 years old. He deserves players like Jamal Murray, who is basically a Damian Lillard, Steph Curry player level when he needs to be and when he's on. And he's 23 years old, just turned 24 years old. And then he deserves players like Aaron Gordon, who he can throw it up to whenever he needs to, cut into the basket, banger, alley-oop, banger, and he can hit a three-point jumper. He needs players like Jeremy Grant. He needs athletes. Give him athletes. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what it is about the Nuggets culture. I realize they want pieces that fit, but y'all, give Jokic athletes. It's simple. Give the man players that make up for his deficiencies and let them go. But until the Nuggets get that, man, they aren't going to be a championship team. You see, the difference was last year, Jokic and Murray were both playing at MVP levels in the playoffs, which is why they did what they did to the Jazz and the Clippers and even against the Lakers. But the facts is that the Lakers' pieces around them, they had athletes, but even Alex Caruso is their mule, but he's a great athlete. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is a great athlete. So even if you put players and pieces around people like LeBron James and Jokic, let them be uber athletes. You can work with that. You can develop that. You see, the thing is, athletes cover up for deficiencies for players like Jokic and Larry Bird. Larry Bird was surrounded by nothing but athletes. Parrish? Then you got Kevin McHale and all that, but again, they're skill players. But again, you get Kevin McHale and you get Larry Bird, and you surrounded by the players they were surrounded by. You give them a bunch of athletes to go, they're going to kill it. You give the LA Lakers and the Showtime Lakers with Magic Johnson and James Worthy and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and you give them AC Green, you give them these players, athletes. Let them go. Players, athletes. You give the Spurs, you get Tim Duncan, who in his prime was an uber athlete. You give him David Robinson. You give him Manu Ginobili, who again is not the most violent athlete in terms of like jumping and all that other stuff, but he's a great athlete. The way he moves his body, and he's tall. He's 6'5". Tony Parker, elite open court speed. Elite open court speed. Athlete. That's what it takes. Can you get a Kawhi Leonard? Two-way player, athlete. So this is what I'm not getting about the way the Nuggets are constructing teams. You have to look at the DNA of players that have been successful. When LeBron James was playing against the Golden State Warriors, when they won, yeah, it was LeBron going off, leading both sides of the ball in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks, basically. But the facts, Kyrie Irving is an uber athlete. Kevin Love may not be a great athlete, but Kevin Love was an elite third man on that team. At some point, he was a top 10 player in the league. And then you give him somebody like a Chris Bosh, a Dwayne Wade. You give them other uber athletes. You surround athletes with athletes, and right now the Nuggets have an athletic deficiency. So years ago, it used to be that the Nuggets were just really short, and they were small, and they were not fast. Then the Nuggets got big all of a sudden. Last year, you have Jokic and Jeremy Grant and Michael Porter Jr. and then Jamal Murray. And then on top of that, you get a Gary Harris at 6'4". Yo, all of a sudden, Nuggets looking like a little athletic. But then now, without JaMychal Green, again, aging Paul Millsap, but even Paul Millsap, without a Gary Harris, without a PJ Dozier, Facu Campazzo, Isaiah Hartenstein, Vlatko Cancar, you don't do that to elite players. You can't. You don't do that to players in their prime. So this is, if anything, this is just further notification for me, hopefully for you, that the trade deadline is going to be imperative. This offseason really is going to be what it is. We'll see what the Nuggets do. Right now, they're acting like. And here's Jamal Murray. This is a tweet. This is why Jamal Murray is who he is. 13 minutes ago, Jamal Murray said, "My fault, Nuggets Nation. On to the next one. Stick with us." Man, facts. I rock with Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, he going to give me 100% every time. He's still growing and learning. Jamal Murray, 8 straight games of 22 points, 34, 6, and 6 tonight. Look, man, no problem with Jamal. But Jamal, Jokic, and MPJ deserve better pieces around them. So Tim Connolly, Calvin Booth, this is your time. This is your time. You made a lot of great decisions up to this point, but this is your time. You have Nikola Jokic in the first year of his prime, looking like the best player in the league. You got to take advantage. You got like 6 years of this window. Take advantage. Jamal Murray ain't in his prime yet. He's 24. I think next year Jamal Murray's going to be in that first year of his prime. Got to take advantage. 2 years from now, Michael Porter Jr. going to be in his prime. Got to take advantage. That's about a 4-year window with all three of them in their prime. Got to take advantage. Got to do it. So, the Nuggets, man, they back up on Saturday, playing against the OKC Thunder. Then they got the Chicago Bulls, and they got the Bucks, the Pacers. So, we're going to see. We're going to see. Now the Nuggets are the 8th seed. They could have been sneaking to the 5th seed. They would have won tonight. If they would have won tonight, they could be the 5th. They could be tied. Here's the thing. If the Nuggets win tonight, they might have been tied with the Trailblazers. They would have been in the 5th seed. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. You can't miss opportunities in this sport. It's too important. Anyway, y'all, that's going to do it for this video. I'm SwipaCam. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me if I'm tripping. Let me know your thoughts. I will see you soon. See you on Saturday. And we out. Swipe a gang. We out.